The risk, great. The reward, even greater, as this player's availability could be exactly what the Padres are looking for. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Today, I am bringing you maybe a hot take, maybe just a risky decision, as the title said. But you obviously saw the intro, but I'll talk about this player in a second. Before we do, though, please subscribe. As always, we're super close to 2,000, and that would make me very happy. I just made the video about the Padres winning yesterday, or I guess for you guys yesterday, 6-7 against the Mets. So we're looking good before the deadline, at least of right now. We'll see how the rest of the days go. But I saw some reports, and I want to give you guys an update on this player's availability and some updates on some players we've already talked about, because I saw some news on that. So let's stick around and talk about some stuff. So trade deadline updates per Ken Rosenthal. The top one is the most important one. Emmanuel Clase situation likely increases possibility of Guardians trading Shane Bieber, perhaps Steven Quan. And I'll let you guys read the other stuff, but another big thing, Hearn might be targeted by the Brewers. And then I don't think anything else super important. Oh, White Sox, we'll talk about this in a sec, but White Sox want a team's top 10 prospect in any trade involving LRJ. So that's not great, but we'll talk about that in a sec. But let's start with, of course, another thing. Jeff Passan had an updated trade deadline. You saw the name. Shane Bieber, another name I'm going to focus on next couple of videos. Charlie Morton, Adrian Hauser. Everyone else, I'm pretty sure we've done a video on, so if we're missing anybody, let us know. I don't know when the last time we did an Adolis Garcia video was. I feel like it was sometime this month, though. But anyways, we're talking about Shane, not related to Justin Bieber. Ken Rosenthal is reporting that Emmanuel Clase news will likely increase the Guardians' possibility of trading Steven Quan and Shane Bieber by the end of the week. I saw somebody predict Shane Bieber to the Padres, and I completely agree. I looked up my tweets and never tweeted it, but definitely been telling my brother that it makes too much sense for a year or two for both sides. He proves he's still great and can opt out after a year, and I guess he ran out of space. But there's one very key thing about Shane Bieber that I'm going to talk about in a sec, but I don't want to ruin the fun yet. But this is exactly why he'd be a massive risk. One of the reasons, I should say. But let's start with this before I reveal the biggest issue with this. So 2023 percentile rankings. I guess I'll just say it now because it's going to spoil it if I just show you the 2023 percentile rankings. If you've been paying if you've been paying attention to baseball as of recent, Guardians ace Bieber set for second rehab start. He's injured. And not just injured, he's recovering from a Tommy John surgery. So that's why I only have his 2023 stats, because he only pitched a couple of games last year and he hasn't pitched at all this year. So let me just read this article that I kind of showed you the headline for. Bieber is slated to make a second rehab start on Tuesday with one of the Guardians' Ohio-based minor league affiliates. High A Lake County and Triple A Columbus each have a home game scheduled. Double A Akron is on the road against Harrisburg. Bieber was tracking towards a potential late June or early July return to the majors, but he experienced soreness in his surgically repaired right elbow following his first rehab start in the ACL on May 31st. In addition to his ensuing bullpen session, he was shut down from throwing for a week, then resumed his progression. So yeah, I thought I said Tommy John in here, but no, I saw for sure he's recovering from Tommy John surgery. So that's the biggest risk with that, is that he hasn't pitched in like a year and a half, probably more. But when he was pitching in 2023 was his last full year, 3.8 ERA, which isn't horrible. I mean, it's good. It's good, right? Anything below the 4 is good. But it's not like crazy amazing. But we like I said, you can see 2022, 2.88 ERA. So he can be great, right? He's an ace on the Guardians when he is healthy, which he hasn't been, which is the biggest problem. But he is only 30 years old. He does have average pitching run, or he did have average pitching run value. His expected ERA was not great, so he got a little lucky. He's kind of like a Vasquez type, but he doesn't walk that many people. Gets a lot of ground outs. And he's a solid pitcher who we really don't know how he's going to perform after getting back from injury. So yes, there's I don't want to say a rumor, but there's a common misconception, I guess is the word, that you can't trade injured players, you can absolutely trade injured players. What you can't do is you can't like hide injuries from the team you're trading with. So you have to be upfront about it. But you absolutely can trade injured players. It just doesn't happen that often. So like we could trade Michael King if we wanted to, but a team that's going to trade for him isn't going to be able to play him until mid-August. But you can absolutely trade him. If I'm wrong, which I know I'm not, but if I'm wrong, let me know. But I know I'm not. But yeah, he can be good. And I can show you this stuff. Like, you can see the red, that's like top 5, top 10, top 20 for the certain stat. But like, what's his ERA? ERA, yeah, I mean, 2019, 328, 2020, doesn't really count, but 2021, 317, 2022, 288. So like, he can be a solid ace. Like, he can be a really good player. I mean, 2019 had 259 strikeouts, almost 200 in 2022. Not a lot in 23, but he only had like, what, 21 games? Oh, I guess that's a lot, but he can be a genuine threat in the rotation. Again, though, he's coming back from a Tommy John surgery, hasn't pitched in a year and a half. Is he the kind of player that you can throw into a very volatile team that can be good, can be bad, and he can handle that pressure? Because we have high expectations for this team. Can Bieber live up to those high expectations? Not that like the Guardians are bad and they haven't like played for any silverware, but I just feel like the NL West is such a different beast, especially because you have teams like, yes, I know Giants are playing bad, but Giants, obviously the Dodgers, even you can throw in the Diamondbacks there, even though they're selling, they're still a dangerous team. Like, NL West is just a different beast than the AL Central, because I don't think Shane Bieber's faced the Tigers as they are now. So, yeah, it's a massive risk. Depending on what it cost, if we could somehow package Quan into it, that'd be amazing. I just don't think Shane Bieber is really a guy I would give up a lot for. But obviously, Ruben Niebla and Shane Bieber have history, so they would work great together. And if anyone can make sure Shane Bieber comes back to his ace status, it'd be Ruben Niebla. But I remember we signed Mike Clevenger and he got Tommy John immediately, and then he kind of fell off from the Guardians, like, was it 2020? I don't know. It's such a risk, but the reward of him playing super good could be worth it. And I'll let you guys decide that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Shane Bieber. Do you want him? Do you hate him? What would you rate him? But let's talk about like I said, I had some updates for you. Teams in the mix for Quan: Dodgers, Blue Jays, Phillies, and Padres. Please don't go to the Dodgers. I like Quan. I don't want to hate you. I don't want to hate you. There's an article. I'll talk about it in a separate video. I don't know when it'll drop. But basically it's saying that the Dodgers and Padres are like locked in a troll fest, basically, where it's like AJ Preller will call up a GM and they don't know if they have genuine interest in that player or they're just trying to drive up the price for the Dodgers and vice versa. So Dodgers might be trying to drive the price up for the Padres. Padres might be driving the price up for trades from the Dodgers. So it's a back and forth cat and mouse game. And that's a complete realistic thing. So whoever gets Quan, if that's like a actual thing, it might be more expensive because we're trying to screw over the other team. That's the point it's trying to make here. But yeah, Stephen Quan generating a lot of interest. Dodgers, Padres, Phillies, yeah. Stats. We've talked about Quan already recently. He's like a better Arraez, slug-wise. Hitting, I mean, he's hitting better this year than Arraez is, but Arraez historically has better averages and better hitting seasons, but Stephen Quan's a much better defender, has a little bit more slug. I think he had like 14 home runs last year, and he already has 9 this year, which is more than Arraez. So he's a good... Can I say better Arraez? I'm going to say better Arraez. If you want to yell at me for that, fine. But I really like Stephen Quan, and I think he has a year or two left of arbitration, something like that. Go watch the video from a couple of days ago where I explain it. But yeah, that's a Quan update. Next update, Luis Roberts Jr., last 13 games. 333 batting average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 4 stolen bases. Trade deadline is 3 away, and we've kind of already teased this, but the White Sox believe they would look ridiculous accepting a mid-tier prospect for Luis Roberts Jr. and are saying if they don't land at least one of the organization's top 10 prospects in a deal, they will keep Robert and pick his $20 million club option up. Can I be honest? I think their GM's full of crap. I think they're just saying that to scare other GMs to overpay. If they pick up his $20 million option, they're stupid, right? His value is the highest it's been this year and probably will be for the future. If they don't trade him now, they're not getting jack. out of him, because I don't know. Because can he stay hot for the rest of the year? I don't know. But I think the GM's full of crap. I think he's genuinely full of crap and is trying to scare other GMs, because they would be stupid, genuinely stupid. They're not going anywhere. Why would you want to keep $20 million on your payroll if you don't have to? You know what I mean? And we saw a report that they would be willing to eat his contract, and now we're seeing reports that they would take on his full contract if they don't trade him. I think they're full of crap. I think they want him gone. So welcome to the Padres, I hope. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all we got for today. Do you guys want Shane Bieber, like I said, or do you hate him? Would you pass? How do you feel about these updates? Do you think Quan is still realistic? Do you think Roberts Jr. is still realistic? Or do you want to stay pat as we are? But as always, please subscribe. Getting close to 2,000. Going to try to make as many videos about the trade deadline before Thursday. So stick around. Me and Christian going ham right now. And go Padres. As always, have a great, fantastic rest of your day. Goodbye.